All right, welcome out here to Buchholz Park here in Stevens Point. Leo Cub-Manchesky to be exact here. The game here between Hartland Post 294 and the Stevens Point Sixers will be underway here momentarily. We'll have our Auto Select pregame show. Of course, Auto Select, which is Stevens Point's best choice for auto repairs, maintenance, and tires. Complete auto repair services with locations on Church Street and Highway 10 East in Stevens Point. And on Schofield Avenue in Weston, no matter your automotive needs, look to Auto Select and you're good to go. So day number 2 here, the Firecracker Classic, the Ed Cardack Firecracker Classic out at Buchholz Park here. Sixers will play a couple of games tonight. Be underway here probably in the next, we'll say, maybe 5 minutes or less, roughly. So Stevens Point comes in here with an overall record here of 11-4. They'll play this game here, and then probably shortly after the conclusion of this first game here tonight for Stevens Point, they'll play again in the nightcap with Beaver Dam. That'll be the game immediately after this. But first things first here, Stevens Point and Hartland here. Hartland head coached by Caleb Lorbecki. Stevens Point head coach manager Bobby Opiola, assisted by Brian and Brendan Klisch. Looking to be a pretty nice night for some baseball here. Forecast looks solid. Don't certainly want to jinx it by any means. I tend to do that, but I think we're going to have a good night here for a couple of baseball games here on Zaleski Sports. Brandon Barancott on the call here tonight. Katie Leckton, our producer here. And again, our Stevens Point Auto Select pregame show. Again here, Auto Select is Stevens Point's just best choice for auto repairs, maintenance, and tires. Complete auto repair services with locations on Church Street and on Highway 10 East in Stevens Point, and on Schofield Avenue in Weston. No matter your automotive needs, look to Auto Select and you're good to go. The Hartland starting lineup, the hitting order here. Jacob Lorbecki will lead things off playing third base. Issei Takahashi will hit second, playing out in center field. Carter Scott hitting third tonight over at short. Bradley Carpenter will hit in the cleanup spot. He'll be at second base tonight. Riley Zergabel will be hitting fifth and over at first base. Will Nemechek in right, hitting sixth. Braden Ramos hitting seventh tonight. He'll be the designated hitter. Matthew Orton catching, and Jackson Schultz rounding out the order here for Hartland. Stevens Point on the other side of the coin, batting order-wise, Noah Marschke will lead things off for them. Peyton Flees, who will be out in center tonight, hitting second. Caden Adam will hit third and play third base. Kyle Madlina hitting in the cleanup spot. He'll play in left field. Braylon Smola hitting fifth tonight out in right field. Zach Richter will play first, and he'll hit sixth. Caden Weinfurter over at short hitting seventh. Dayton Kobach catching tonight. He'll hit eighth. And Josh Opiola for at second base here defensively for Stevens Point, hitting ninth tonight. And as we mentioned, Stevens Point head coach manager Bobby Opiola, assisted by Brian and Brendan Klisch. Noah Marschke will get the start here tonight in this one. The first of two games here. Hartland Post 294. Again, the Ed Cardack Firecracker Classic game out here. Immediately after this game, we'll have the second of two games for the Sixers. That'll be on a separate stream here at Zaleski Sports. Certainly want to make sure you tune into that one as well if you're not able to make it down to the ballpark tonight. But a pretty good night for some baseball here. We'll be underway here momentarily. And Jacob Lorbecki will lead things off here for Post 294. Jacob, the third baseman here tonight. Again, head coached by Caleb Lorbecki. And left-hander Noah Marschke will get the start. And we are underway here. Marschke's first pitch misses a bit down low, so it's 1-0 now here to Lorbecki. Marschke working out of the stretch. Set and the pitch. That'll be in there for called strike one, so it's 1-1 now to Lorbecki. Issei Takahashi, the on-deck hitter here for Hartland. Marschke's fastball just missed, so it's 2-1 now. Of course, Noah, the Spash grad, will be playing his college baseball. That ball hit over to short. It's going to be a tough play, a good play ranging over, but they will not get the speedy Lorbecki. And that'll be an infield single for Jacob Lorbecki. Issei Takahashi now, the center fielder, hitting tonight in the second spot, number 22, the left-handed hitting Takahashi here. Lorbecki over at first. Just underway here out at Buchholz Park here. Ed Kardak Firecracker Classic. Marschke from the stretch, the pitch fouled and out of play. Well, it's 0-1 now here to Takahashi. Marschke checks over on Jacob Lorbecki there at first. Zach Richter, the first baseman over there for the Sixers. He'll check back on Lorbecki. Is able to get back in there safely. So an 0-1 count here to Takahashi. The 0-1 offering, that's in there for a called strike, so it is 0-2 now here. Marschke's 0-2 offering here. That's hit on the ground. It's going to roll in the grass. Going to be a tough play, gloving it, and not going to get Issei Takahashi. He'll be aboard. We'll see that. It'll be a infield single for Issei. Lorbecki advances over to second. And that'll bring up shortstop, number 3 hitter tonight, Carter Scott. A couple of runners on here for Carter. Marschke working out of the stretch here. And a swing and a miss. It's 0-1 now to Scott. Brady Carpenter, the on-deck hitter for Hartland. Marschke set the 0-1 offering, and that'll be called strike 2 now, so it's 0-2 to Carter Scott. Nobody out here, top half, inning number 1 here. Marshke's 0-2 pitch misses upstairs, so it's 1-2 now. That's going to be fouled into the top of the fence here, so count remains 1-2. Couple of runners aboard with Lorbecki out at second and Takahashi over at first. Marshke steps off here momentarily. Well, it's a 1-2 count. Looks like Coach Opiola coming out here maybe for a moment. We'll stay right here though. Feltz Dairy, the culture of Wisconsin is forever tied to life on the farm. Bring the family for a visit to Feltz's Dairy Store in Stevens Point. Cheeses, dairy products, local meats, seasonal decor, and so much more. That's Feltz's Dairy Store, food, family, and fun. Tonight's sponsor also brought to you in part by SC Swiderski and SCS Apartment. Our home is where you want to live, work, and play all throughout central Wisconsin, the Chippewa Valley, and the Fox Valley. No matter where you live, look to SC Swiderski to make you feel right at home. Visit scswiderski.com for more. So a 1-2 count here to Carter Scott. One-two offering misses outside, so it's 2-2 now here to Carter. Marshke working from the stretch here with a 2-2 count, nobody out. Comes set here to Scott. And that's going to be fouled, and that'll get out of play. Count will remain 2-2 now. Marshke set. And that ball going to be hit down just past the right field line there. That'll get out of play. A souvenir redeemable at the concession stands here, I believe, for a concession stand credit. So certainly worth the time and effort to go and retrieve that. And that is a called strike three, and that is the first Serpro Jamie Wenzel strikeout here tonight for Noah Marshke. You can call Jamie Wenzel at Serpro for the #1 choice in cleanup and restoration. One out now here for Brady Carpenter. Brady hitting tonight in the 4 spot, the second baseman. And that ball going to be lined out of play and foul. $1 token credit here. So it's 0-1 to Carpenter. With Takahashi over at first and Jacob Lorbecki out at second. That ball misses down low, so it's 1-1 now. And that's in there for called strike 2. So it is 1-2 now here to the cleanup hitter, Brady Carpenter. Marshke set the pitch. That'll get out of play and foul. 325 down the lines here out at Buchholz Park, Leo Cub Manchesky Field. 375 to straightaway center. Not a whole lot of wind activity, at least from my casual observation here. Katie will get the wind direction here, I'm sure, at the commercial break for us. Maybe not, she says. Well, the 1-2 offering here to Carpenter. And that'll be a strike 3, and that's a second Serve Pro Jamie Wenzel strikeout here tonight. Call Jamie Wenzel at Serve Pro for the #1 choice. And cleanup and restoration, 2 outs now here for Riley Zergabel. Riley, the first baseman here tonight for post 294. And that ball going to get out of play. Well, it's 0-1 now here to Riley. The 0-1 offer in here from Marschke is low and inside, so it's 1-1 now. So the 1-1 offering here from Noah. Runners both going. And both runners will advance on a stolen base here. So Lorbecky over to third. And Takahashi down to second. And it's a 2-1 count here now to Riley. Couple runners in scoring position. 2 outs here. Noah Marschke with a 2-1 offering. And that's hit sharply over to Josh Opiola, laying out for it, and making the play is Josh Opiola for out number 3. Nice play there by Josh. Couple hits, no runs, couple runners left on base here. We move to the bottom half of inning number 1 here. You are listening to and watching American Legion Baseball here on Zaleski Sports. We will be back here momentarily.
If you're looking for delicious, you've found it at Rock and Roll Cafe in Stevens Point. This family-oriented 50s themed cafe is open 7 to 3 daily with a great diverse menu of American and Mexican breakfast and lunch options. Enjoy dine-in or carry-out 7 days a week and always served quickly, fresh with a smile. For the full menu and more about this local Stevens Point gem on Stanley Street, visit rockandroll.cafe.
Customize your next apparel order with Maida Custom Apparel of Stevens Point. Visit us today for custom baseball and softball apparel. Need help with a design? We have you covered. Our highly skilled staff will turn your idea into a reality with great quality screen printing. Or choose from a variety of embroidery options today. Visit us at our physical store or online at maidacustom.com.
All right, we are back out here, bottom half inning number 1 here. Katie says the wind's coming out of the southwest at 6 miles an hour. I think that might mean I might have to use the 7-iron tonight. Nah, I'm just kidding here. Does your roof need attention? We'll call Seamless Commercial Roofing in Marshfield today. They are your hail damage experts, and they serve all of central Wisconsin with both residential and commercial roofing. If you have recent hail damage to your home or business, Seamless Commercial Roofing is your hail damage expert, and their workmanship is always guaranteed. Call them today for a free estimate. That's Seamless Commercial Roofing. Call 715-204-8103. Noah Marschke will lead things off here for Stevens Point. Right-hander Brooks Bigler on the hill here for Hartland post 294. And Bigler misses inside, so it's 0-1, or 1-0, I beg your pardon. Peyton Flea's the on-deck hitter here for Stevens Point. And that'll be in there for called strike 1. So Bigler working from the wind up here. That ball going to be hit out of play and foul, so the count will go to 1-2 to Noah Marschke. Bigler's 1-2 pitch from the windup. And the pitch, that's going to be hit down the line. We'll see if it stays, and it gets foul. And the count remains 1-2 now. Brooks Alex Bigler, the right-hander here for Hartland. His 1-2 offering is going to be hit over the shortstop's head, and that'll be a base hit for Noah Marschke, helping out his own cause. He'll be aboard with a single. And that'll bring up Peyton Flees. Of course, Peyton, the Pacelli product here. Peyton, the center fielder here tonight. Pretty much kind of the everyday center fielder, I'll say, for the Sixers. I know we've seen him pitch some as well. But has played a pretty mean center field, I would say, for the Sixers here thus far. And Bigler misses high and in, so it's 1-0 now. Caden Adam is the on-deck hitter here for Stevens Point. Runner going, Marschke going to be in there for a stolen base, so he'll put himself in a runner's scoring position here. And it's 1-1 now to Peyton. Marschke, runner in scoring position here, early goings, bottom half inning number 1. One offering from Bigler that misses down, so it's 2-1 now. Bigler working out of the stretch. 2-1 offering here is swung on and missed by Fleece, so count goes to even now at 2-2. And I believe Katie tells me the Brewers are up early 1-0 over the Dodgers out in Los Angeles. That ball misses high, so it's full count now here to Fleece. Bigler will step off there momentarily. Kind of do his part to kind of keep an eye on Noah Marschke over at second there. Bigler set the pitch, and that's going to get out of play here, and that'll be just into the bleacher area here. A few fans scampering for that $1 concession credit here, token we'll call it. Count remains full now to Fleece. With Noah Marschke over at second, nobody out here, full count. Bigler from the strata, he'll step off, Marschke to scamper back into second here. And the off-speed pitch misses, and Peyton Flees will be aboard with a base on ball. So a couple runners on here now for third baseman tonight and Caden Adam. Caden, the number 3 hitter here tonight in this game. Bunt being shown, offered, and strike called, so it's 0-1 now to Adam. Nobody out here, bottom half inning number 1. Adam shows bunt, a pretty good bunt at that. He'll get it down. Both runners will advance. And he'll get the sack bunt. That'll be the first out here. And that'll bring up left fielder Kyle Madlena, hitting tonight in the cleanup spot here for Stevens Point. Breaking ball in there for strike 1. Couple of runners in scoring position here for Kyle. Kyle will be a senior over at Stevens Point area senior high, and he swings and misses at strike number 2 now here. So it's 0-2 to Kyle. Marschke at third and Flees out at second. Bigler, the ball hit on the ground. Run will come home and score, and the play will go to first. The 6-3 out will retire Kyle Madlena, but the run will come in. The RBI 6-3, route number 2. Peyton Flees over to third. And that'll bring up right fielder Braylon Smola here. Of course, Jim, his dad, up in the press box here, keeping all of us in line. And that's a called strike to Braylon. 0-1 now here. Bigler's 0-1 offering breaking ball and a dandy at that. It's 0-2 now here. Bigler working with an 0-2 count, 2 outs here. That'll miss inside, so it's now 1-2 the count here to Braylon. With Fleas over at third. And that's inside and high, so it's a even count now here to Braylon Smola. Pitch misses outside, so count goes full now here. Bigler's full count offering. That's going to get away in the dirt, and a run's going to come home and score, and Peyton Fleas will score on that. And Fleas will score. So that will be the end of one inning complete here. One hit, couple runs. One inning in the books here. Stevens Point strikes first, 2-0 here. Second inning coming up here. You're listening to and watching American Legion Baseball here on Zaleski Sports. Back here in a moment.
At Nicolay Bank, we believe that our hometown communities are the backbone of what makes Wisconsin special. From Crivets to Manitowoc and Algoma to Grand Chute, you see a thriving community with Nicolay Bank working as a partner, acting not as a corporation, but a community. When we serve together with local entrepreneurs and leaders, great things happen. That is our guiding principle. A strong and successful hometown means a strong and successful Wisconsin. We are proud to be a part of that. Nicolay Bank. Real people, real conversations.
Rocky Rococo.
My pizza.
Pizza. Pan-style pizza.
I love it.
Cheese sauce. Toppings and slices.
You'll love it too.
Rocky Rococo. Whole pie or slices. Hot, thick, chewy, crunchy, saucy. Rocky Rococo. Pizza. Rocky Rococo.
All right, we are back out here for the second inning coming up here. One of our many game day sponsors here, Rocky Rococo's. Rocky Rococo's pan-style pizza and pasta is a Stevens Point favorite for dine-in, takeout, or delivery. Always supporting local and always an easy and affordable choice for your next family night out, fast food on the go, or even your next catering for a party or work function. Enjoy Rocky Rococo's in Stevens Point. So Will Nemechek will lead things off here for Hartland Post 294. Noah Marschke back out for his second inning of work here. Stevens Point on the board first here, 2-0. And Marschke set the pitch, and that'll be in there. Fastball in there for strike one. Swing and a miss from Will here, so it's 0-1. And that pitch misses, so it is 1-1 now here to Will. And Braden Ramos is the on-deck hitter here for Hartland Post 294. Noah Marschke set the pitch, 1-1 offering, swung on and missed, so it goes 1-2 now to Will. And that'll be a swing and a miss for out number one, and that's the third Serb Pro Jamie Wenzel strikeout here tonight for Noah Marschke. You can call Jamie Wenzel at Serb Pro for the number one choice in cleanup. And restoration, 1 out now here for Braden Ramos. Braden, the designated hitter tonight, hitting in the 7th spot here for Hartland. And Marschke misses down and in, so it's 1-0 now here to Braden. Matthew Orton, the on-deck hitter for Hartland. And Stevens Point with a 2-0 early lead here. And Ramos will foul that one back into the fencing here, so it's 1-1 now. Turned out to be a pretty nice day of baseball. I know that yesterday maybe was less than ideal when it comes to weather anyways, but today and tonight has been pretty nice. So it's 2-1 now here to Ramos. That'll miss inside, so it goes to a hitter's count, and 3-1 now to Braden Ramos. 1 out here. We're in the top half of inning number 2. Stevens Point out front 2-0. Their first of 2 games here today on the docket. So it's 3-1 now here to Ramos. And that will miss, so it'll be ball 4, and Ramos will be aboard the base on ball here. First base on ball surrendered here thus far, and Matthew Orton, the catcher here tonight, his first plate appearance. Mark working from the stretch, and that'll be in there. Fastball in there for strike 1 to Matthew Orton. 0-1 now here. Marschke set with the 0-1 offering. That gets away from Kobach, and Braden Ramos will get down to second. And it's 1-1 now. With Ramos out at second for Hartland. Marschke's 1-1 pitch is swung on and missed. So he's now up 1-2 now to Orton. Jackson Schultz, the on-deck hitter here for Hartland. Marschke, and that's a swing and a miss, and that's strikeout number 4. And guess what? That's another Serpro Jamie Wenzel strikeout. You can call Jamie Wenzel at Serpro for the number 1 choice in cleanup and restoration. 2 outs now here for Jackson Schultz. His first plate appearance, left-handed hitting Jackson Schultz. The left fielder tonight hitting in the 9 spot for Hartland post 294. Ramos still at second here, 2 outs. Marschke out of the stretch. The pitch. And that's in there for strike number 1 here. Marschke set with the 0-1 pitch here, and that misses, so it's 1-1 now here to Jackson Schultz. Outfield, we'll say probably medium to shallow depth here. That's fouled, and count goes now to 1-2 to Jackson. So it's 1-2 here from Marschke. And that'll be a swing and a miss, and that'll be the drop third strike down to third. And that's another Serb-Pro Jamie Wenzel strikeout here tonight. Call Jamie Wenzel at Serb-Pro for the #1 choice in cleanup and restoration. No runs, no hits, no errors in that half inning. Here we'll move to the bottom half of inning number 2. Stevens Point out front 2-0. Bottom of 2 coming up here. You're listening to and watching American Legion baseball here on Zaleski Sports. Back in a moment.
Is it time to replace your old gutters? Call Schwartz Seamless Gutters and protect your home with new seamless technology. No seams, no leaks. With free estimates in 2 days or less and workmanship guaranteed, our service is as seamless as our gutters.
You're tuned in to Better Halves. Mike, what are you looking for?
Skip, I'm not getting older. I'm getting better. I still got big plans for my life and my Medicare.
I know exactly what you want from Medicare. Same as all the other guys. Me!
Hey, Mike, I'm Sheila from Security, and I'm just like you. In fact, I'm from your neighborhood, and I've got a Medicare plan that treats you like you.
Did it just get better in here?
All right, we are back here. Bottom half of inning number 2 coming up here. One of our many game day sponsors here tonight, Next Step Prosthetics, providing prosthetic and orthotics throughout central Wisconsin. Take your next step and contact them today. That's Next Step Prosthetics. And Zach Richter up here to lead things off in the bottom half of inning number 2 here for Stevens Point, his first plate appearance of the night. Brooks Bigler, right-hander, back in for his second inning of work, and he's in there for strike 1, so it's 0-1 now here to Richter. That ball hit over to short, and a good play made there. A 6-3 to retire Zach Richter. That's Carter Scott making the play over there. That'll retire Zach Richter for out number 1. Caden Weinfurter now. His first plate appearance. Bigler from the windup pitch. Wrecking ball misses out, so it's 1-0 now here to Weinfurter. Dayton Kobach, the on-deck hitter here for Stevens Point, and that is in there for a called strike 1 now to Weinfurter, so it's 1-1 now. And Bigler misses high and in, so 2-1 now here to Caden. You got Caden and Dayton here. So it's 2-1 here from Brooks Bigler. Right-hander is set, and the pitch in there for strike 2, so it's even 2-2 now here. Bigler set, breaking ball, and that's in there for a called third strike. And that'll be out number 2 here. And the first strikeout here tonight for Bigler. And that brings up the catcher here in Dayton Kobach. Bigler catches the outside corner. It's 0-1 now here. Bigler's 0-1 pitch, off-speed pitch. They're going to say Kobach a piece of that one, so he will be aboard with a hit-by pitch here. And that brings up Josh Opiola here tonight, his first plate appearance. Josh, the second baseman, looks like we'll get a pinch runner, and that's Matthew Ostrowski there. Pinch running for the catcher, Dayton Kobach. 2 outs with Ostrowski over at first for Stevens Point, and Josh Opiola here. Bigler's throwback. to Riley Zergabel there. Ostrowski at first there. Bigler checking back on Ostrowski there again. So 2 outs here. We're in the bottom half of inning number 2. Stevens Point out front 2-0. Brooks Bigler from the stretch, the pitch. And that is in there for strike number 1 here to Josh Opiola. Bigler misses low and out, so count now goes to 1-1. Noah Marschke, the on-deck hitter here, should Opiola reach here. And the 1-1. Bigler checks back on Ostrowski there. One pitch coming up here, and that's hit into the air, and that'll be camping out under it is Issei Takahashi for out number 3 here, and Opiola retired on the F8 here. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left on here. 2 innings in the book. Stevens Point out front 2-0. We move to the 3rd inning of play here. You are listening to and watching American Legion Baseball here on Zaleski Sports. 3rd inning coming up.
Hello, Wisconsin. Phelps Dairy Store in Stevens Point is your spot for family fun. Wisconsin style at the farm. Come have an ice cream or some of their daily made fresh cheese curds while observing the robotic barn milking the cows. Ask for a tour of the farm or let the kids see the cows up close. Various Wisconsin-made dairy and beef products, seasonal decor, and outdoor activities are just the start of the family fun that awaits you at the Phelps Dairy Store, just a half mile from Walmart in Stevens Point. Phelps Dairy Store, food, family, and fun.
Rich, creamy, and fun. Point Craft Soda. Caffeine-free, made with 100% real sugar. From Stevens Point Brewery.
All right, we are back out here for the 3rd inning coming up here. Stevens Point out front 2-0 in this American Legion baseball game tonight, their first of 2. One of our many game day sponsors here tonight, Express Employment. Express Employment Professionals has relationships with all the local businesses and job openings. Call or stop in at Express Employment to find the right career path for you. Tonight also brought to you tonight in part by Shuta Funeral. Shuta Funeral Home is your local family-owned and operated funeral home committed to serving families with compassionate, individualized, and affordable funerals. That's Shuta Funeral Home of Stevens Point and Plover. So Noah Marschke back out here for his 3rd inning of work tonight. Noah with 5 of the Serb-Pro Jamie Wenzel strikeouts through his first 2 innings of work. And that pitch is in there for called strike 1 to Jacob Lorbecki. Jacob 1 for 1 tonight with a stolen base. He had a single back in inning 1. One of 2 singles here in the early goings. That ball misses downstairs, so it's 1-1 now to Lorbecki. We'll get a fresh baseball here and a 1-1 count coming up here to Lorbecki. Marschke's 1-1 fastball down. And that'll be swing and a miss, strike 2 now, so it's 1-2. It's 1-2 now to Jacob Lorbecki. And we'll get a brief pause here for our umpire. It's 1-2 now here with Jacob Lorbecki at the plate. Marschke's 1-2 Pitch here to Lorebecki, and that misses outside. So it's now 2-2 here to Jacob. And pitch just missed, so it is a full count now here to Jacob. Marschke set. And that just missed, so Lorebecki is aboard with a base on ball here. And Issei Takahashi, the center fielder, he is 1 for 1 tonight at a single and stolen base back in inning 1. The other hit here for Hartland, so Lorebecki and Takahashi with the 2 hits tonight here thus far. And that pitch misses down, so it is 1-0 now to Issei. Marschke comes set here, the pitch to Issei, and that's in there for a called strike. So it's 1-1 now to Issei Takahashi. Jake Lorebecki again over at first for Hartland Post 294. And that's going to be hit out in center field. That'll be a base hit. The second hit here tonight for Takahashi, his second. So he's 2 for 2, and Lorebecki will go to second. And that'll bring up Carter Scott. Carter is 0 for 1 here tonight, struck out his first at-bat over in inning number 1. Rock and Roll Cafe. Treat the whole family to breakfast or lunch at the Rock and Roll Cafe. Mexican and American dishes cooked to perfection daily on Stanley Street in Stevens Point. So Lorebecki out at second, Takahashi out at first. Nobody out here, and Carter Scott. Stevens Point with a 2-0 lead here. We're in the top half of inning number 3. Fastball smashed down the line over near the Hartland dugout there. So it's 0-1 now to Carter Scott. Marschke comes set, the pitch, and that's going to be down. So it is 1-1. Again, Carter 0 for 1 here tonight in this game. Marschke's pitch. That'll be chopped over to Mara. He'll go to third. They'll get the out at third. So the 1-5 fielder's choice there. And that'll bring up second baseman Brady Carpenter, 0 for 1 tonight. He struck out back in inning number 1 here. There's one out with Takahashi over at second and Carter Scott at first. Carter reached on the 1-5 fielder's choice. Bunt being shown, and a pretty good one, but it's going to go foul for Carpenter. We are in the top half, inning number 3, the first of 2 American Legion baseball games this evening for the Stevens Point Sixers. Noah Marschke And he'll check on Takahashi there at second. And Issei, both runners going, the swing and a miss, and the throw down to third. Wow. Looked like maybe had him there, but yeah, we'll see. They'll say a few words here, I'm sure, just to kind of clear the situation here. Good throw by Kobach over to Adam at third. Staub Construction is a premier builder of municipal and industrial water and wastewater treatment systems in the Midwest. Staub Construction, a 100% employee-owned company. And at least from this vantage point, looks like they may have had him. Although I'm not an umpire by trade, but it's an 0-2 count here coming up to Carpenter, and a swing, and that'll be another Serb-Pro Jamie Wenzel strikeout here for Noah Marschke. Call Jamie Wenzel at Serb-Pro for the #1 choice in cleanup and restoration. And Riley Zergabel, he lined to second. His first at-bat back in inning 1, had that liner over to Josh Opiel, who made the nice play out at second. And Marschke misses down low, so it's 1-0 now here to Riley. Couple of runners on base here for Hartland. The off-speed pitch is in there for a called strike, so it's 1-1 now here to Riley Zergabel. Again, Riley 0 for 1 tonight. Noah Marschke from the stretch. The pitch, a swing and a miss for strike #2 now, and it's 1-2 to Riley. Carter Scott out at second, and Issei Takahashi over at third. 1-2 pitch coming up here, and that just missed, so it's now 2-2 here to Riley. Marschke's 2-2 pitch here. 2-2 is swung and fouled, so it remains 2-2 here to Riley. Dayton going to say a few words with his left-hander here. Trying to get out of this one, no doubt, I'm sure. Riley again. The 2-2 count here. And Will Nemechek would be the on-deck hitter should Riley reach here. And it's 2-2 now, and Marschke he'll step off here momentarily. Couple runners in scoring position, 2 outs, 2-2 count coming up here to Riley Zergabel. And Riley staying alive, getting a piece of that baseball, so it stays 2-2 here. And Nemechek tracking down that foul baseball there. Marschke checking on his signs here from his catcher and Dayton Kobach. It looks like he's got what he wants here, and it's 2-2. And that'll be a swing and a miss. And that'll be the 7th, count 'em 7, Serb-Pro Jamie Wenzel strikeout here tonight for Noah Marschke. You can call Jamie Wenzel at Serb-Pro for the #1 choice in cleanup and restoration. 1 hit, no runs, a couple runners left on base, no errors. We will move to the bottom half of inning number 3. Stevens Point out front 2-0. You're listening to and watching American Legion Baseball here on Zaleski Sports. Back in a moment.
Hi, I'm Shad from Next Step Prosthetics. 5 years ago, we opened our practice to provide life-changing prosthetics that are both comfortable and functional.
I would definitely recommend Shai.
Shai is very compassionate, caring.
We've grown to serve patients throughout Wisconsin. We want to thank them, their families, and providers who have trusted us on their journey.
Go to Next Step, because it's going to change your life.
Why wait another day? Call to set up a free, no-obligation evaluation. Let us take the next step together towards a better life.
Let your job journey begin at Express Employment Professionals. Find hundreds of employers looking for a candidate like you, all in one place at one time. And let Express Employment help connect you with your future career. With locations in Stevens Point, Wausau, Marshfield, and Medford, you'll find local jobs right in your community, including direct hire and evaluation to hire opportunities. Express Employment specializes in light industrial, skilled trades, professional, and office careers. Begin your job journey today with Express Employment Professionals at expresspros.com.
All right, we are back out here. Bottom half of inning 3 coming up here. Stevens Point with a 2-0 lead. And Noah Marschke will lead things off here in the bottom half of inning number 3 for Stevens Point. Noah is 1 for 1 with a single, stolen base, and a run scored. Now is back in inning number 1. Brooks Bigler back out for his 3rd inning of work here for Hartland post 294, and that ball misses down, so it's 1-0 now to Marschke. Peyton Flees, the on-deck hitter for Stevens Point. Marschke will hit that one out of play and foul, good for a $1 token credit to whomever claims that baseball. And the race is on. We'll see who may... All right, the 0-1 offering here, and pitch misses out, so it's 2-1 now here to Noah. Bigler from the windup. Pitch misses down and in. So Bigler working here, 2-1, 3-1. Now it's a ball 4, and Marschke will be aboard with a base on ball. And Peyton Flees coming up here. He walked and scored a run back in inning number 1. He's got Noah Marschke down at first there with nobody out. Brooks Bigler working from the stretch here for Hartland post 294. And that'll miss inside, so it's 1-0 now to Fleece. Just after 7 o'clock here on a Saturday night out at the Firecracker Classic, the Ed Kardak Firecracker Classic to be precise. And a 2-0 count coming up here to Peyton Fleece. Bigler checking on things over at first. Marschke back in there safely. And Riley Zergabel, the first baseman over there, digging that one out. So it's 2-0 now here coming up to Fleece. Bigler over to Zergabel. Nothing going there. A 2-0 pitch here to Fleece, swung and missed. Had a pretty good cut at that one, did Peyton. It's 2-1 now. Peyton certainly one of those bats in the Sixer lineup, among many I'm sure, but has that power, no doubt. So it's 3-1 to Peyton. (3-1) offering on the way, and Marschke's heading down to second and ball 4, and Flees will be aboard with a base on ball. Marschke down to second now. That's the third walk given up by Bigler here. And Coach will go out and say a few words here. We'll stay right here unless there's a change of pitchers, and if there is, then we'll take a commercial pause here. But we want to give thanks to one of our many game day sponsors here in our first game. One of two here tonight, and that's Cheese Pleasers. Cheese Pleasers in Bancroft. A local hidden gem filled with all the finest cheeses, snack sticks, cheese curds, and cheese trays for Wisconsin's finest cheese. Stop at Cheese Pleasers right off I-39 in Bancroft. So 2-0 is our score here. The Caden Adam coming up here at a sacrifice bunt, the 1-3 back in inning number 1. He's got a couple runners aboard with Noah Marshke out at second and Peyton Flees down at first. There's nobody out here, and Brooks Bigler having a few words with his squad. And we're back here, and Bigler working from the stretch. The pitch hit pretty sharply. That play going to first, so the 6-3 to retire Adam, but both runners will advance to second and third respectively, and Marshke at third, Flees over at second, and that'll bring up Kyle Madlena. He had the RBI ground out, the 6-3, but he did get the RBI on that. Back in inning number 1 did Kyle. So there's one out now with runners at second and third, with Marshke at third and Flees at second. And 1-0 now here to Kyle Madlena. And that catches the corner, so strike one now to Madlena. It's 1-1. Breaking ball in there, catches the inside part of the plate, so it's 1-2 now. One out here. The 1-2 pitch coming up here to Kyle Madlena. And he'll foul that one off. He'll stay alive here. Again, first of 2 baseball, American Legion baseball games on the slate here for the Sixers. Bigler's 1-2 offering is going to be hit, and that will get out of play and foul. So the count remains 1-2 to Kyle. And that's chopped in. That's going to be a base hit, and that'll be an RBI for Madlena. That gets over the third baseman. Second run coming across here, and we'll have a play at the plate. He'll be in there, and that's an RBI double for Kyle Madlena. Marshke will score, and Flees will score. And Mr. Madlena will be down to second. And that'll bring up Braylon Smola. Braylon walked in his first plate appearance, inning number 1 here. Madlena, the runner in scoring position, a swing and a miss. Bigler to Smola here, so it's 0-1. And Smola out, maybe out front of that one a bit here, so it is 0-2 now to Braylon. With one out, and Kyle Madlena, the runner, out at second. Breaking ball just missed, so it's 1-2 now. That's hit on the ground to short. Gonna be a tough play. Coming over and making the play. 6-3 to retire Braylon Smola, but Kyle Madlena will advance over to third. And a pretty good play there by Carter Scott. So 2 outs now here for Zach Richter. Zach is 0 for 1 tonight. He grounded to short back in inning number 1. Stevens Point now with a 4-run cushion here. Bottom half of inning 3. Bigler misses, skips away into the dirt and outside, so it's 1-0 to Richter. So a couple of 6-3 outs are for the Sixers here. A couple of nice plays by Carter Scott at short, and that's a called strike to Richter, so it's 1-1. Madlena just 90 feet away, although maybe more like 85 or so with that lead. And the breaking ball in there for strike 2, swing and a miss, so it's 1-2 now to Richter. Bigler with 2 outs, working with a 1-2 count on Zach Richter. And that ball will be down and out, so it's 2-2. So a 2-2 count here. Bigler from the stretch, he's set, and the pitch. And that'll be a swing and a miss. And they'll call that, and that'll be the 3rd out here to end this 3rd inning. Sixers do get a couple of runs, however, on 1 hit. No errors, 1 left on. We're through 3 innings complete here. Stevens Point out front 4-0. Move to the 4th inning of play here. You are listening to and watching American Legion Baseball here on at the Ed Kardak Classic, Firecracker Classic, in fact, on Zaleski Sports. Back in a moment.
After a couple years of a job that doesn't fit, it's time for more money, more opportunity. That is where Mid-State Technical College comes in. Would cooking be a good fit? Try on a career in welding. Perhaps the outdoors suits you better. Or maybe helping people is a better fit. No matter your path, we've got cutting-edge classes with field-trained professionals and better tuition options, making Mid-State the perfect fit.
You're gonna love it. You're gonna love home furniture.
Hi, this is Jill from Home Furniture and Design. Since 1970 and 4 generations, our family has been proudly offering quality furniture like Lazy Boy, Serta, and Amish to Central Wisconsin. We also offer free in-home design with our professionally trained designers to help you create a space that is uniquely yours, whether it's just a sofa or the entire home.
You're gonna love it. You're gonna love home furniture.
West Grand Avenue, Wisconsin Rapids, and Post Road in Plover.
All right, we are back out here. We are in the top half of inning number 4 coming up here. Stevens Point with a 4-0 lead here thus far. One of our many game day sponsors tonight, Little Scholars Child Care. Little Scholars and Little Scholars Beginnings are 2 beautiful child care and preschools in Stevens Point, offering early childhood learning. For infants through 4K, you'll find great facilities and a comfortable environment to help your child grow. Visit littlescholars.com. So Noah Marshke out for his 4th inning of work here. And that ball going to be lifted into the air and foul. This is Will Nemechek here. Will is 0 for 1 tonight. He struck out back in inning number 2. The 0-1 here to Will, and that'll be swung and missed. So it's now 0-2. Noah tonight with those 7 Serve Pro Jamie Wenzel strikeouts. Working here in the top half of inning number 4. His team out to a 4-0 lead here over post 294. That ball going to be hit out of play and foul. It will remain 0-2 now to Nemechek. And that will be strike number 3, and that'll be the first out. And that is another Serve Pro Jamie Wenzel strikeout here for Noah Marschke. You can call Jamie Wenzel at Serve Pro for the #1 choice in cleanup and restoration. So a good night to be Noah Marschke, a good night to be Jamie Wenzel Serve Pro. 2 things going hand in hand. The 8 strikeouts now here for Noah. And Braden Ramos up here. He walked in his first plate appearance in inning number 2. Swings and misses, so it's 0-1 now here to Braden. Braden designated hitter tonight here for post 294. He looks at strike 2, so it's now 0-2. The 0-2 pitch here to Braden Ramos. That'll miss, so it goes to 1-2 now. We are in the top half of inning number 4, 1 out. Stevens Point with the 4-0 lead here. 5 hits between the two teams tonight. Hartland with the 3, Stevens Point with the 2. But Stevens Point with the 4-0 lead, and that's a called third strike. And that's another, you guessed it, another Serve Pro Jamie Wenzel strikeout tonight for Noah Marschke. You can call Jamie Wenzel at Serve Pro for the #1 choice and cleanup and restoration. 2 outs now here for Matthew Orton. He is 0 for 1 tonight. He struck out and swinging back in inning number 2. And that pitch will go outside. So it's 1-0 now to Matthew. Matt, the catcher for Hartland. Marschke's 1-0 pitch here. That'll be swung on and missed. So it's now 1-1 to Matt. Nobody on base here. 1-1 count. And that will just get by Dayton there. But it's 2-1 now to Matthew Orton. The 2-1 pitch here. That's hit into the fence here, the backstop. The 2-2 count coming up now to Orton. So it's 2-2. Marschke checking on his signs, likes what he has here. It's 2-2 coming up. The pitch, and that'll be fouled into the fence here. So it remains 2-2 now. Marschke's 2-2 pitch, and that'll be a swing and a miss, and that's 3 consecutive Serve Pro Jamie Wenzel strikeouts, a 1-2-3 inning. You can call Jamie Wenzel at Serve Pro for the #1 choice in cleanup and restoration. So a 1-2-3 inning, 3 up, 3 down. 3 consecutive strikeouts there, no runs, no hits, no errors. No one left on. We move to the bottom half, inning number 4. Stevens Point out front, 4-0 here. You are watching and listening to American Legion Baseball on Zaleski Sports. Back in a moment.
Why work for Staub Construction?
Everybody around you is just family.
Everybody seems to bond together and get along good, and
They, I believe, truly care about their employees.
Staub has a great benefits package.
Staub is an employee-owned company that puts a large emphasis on work-life balance.
And everybody wants to see everybody succeed.
it's a good place to work.
Join the team at Staub Construction. Apply now at staubco.com.
Culligan water delivers. From your first call, to your first sip, to your first soak. Culligan, give us a tap. The only water that comes with a van.
Shuda Funeral Home in Stevens Point and Plover is your local, family-owned and operated funeral home providing families with compassionate, individualized, and affordable services when you need it most. The loss of a loved one is a difficult fact of life that Shuda Funeral Home will ensure you won't have to face alone. Shuda Funeral Home will guide you through the process from in-person visitations to creating obituaries and tributes. Pre-planning can also be a great way to ease these topics for your family. Learn more at shudafuneral.com or bring your questions and stop in.
All right, bottom of 4 coming up here. Katie Lecton on the production. Give me the infamous thumbs up here, meaning things are back and live here. Stevens Point with the 4-0 lead. And to start things off here is Caden Weinfurter here for Stevens Point. He's 0 for 1 here tonight. Brooks Bigler back out on the hill for his 4th inning of work for Hartland post 294. And Caden Weinfurter coming up here. Bigler's pitch. And maybe we'll call it a sweeper there, and it's missing outside, so it's 1-0 now. That ball hit pretty well. That's coming in and making a... Did he make the play? Wow, that is a beautiful play, and that's Issei Takahashi to make that play to retire Caden Weinfurter. Nice play by Issei out there. Showing that athleticism in center. Well, of course, he's got the 2 hits tonight here, so a good play there by Issei for out number 1. And a called strike to Dayton Kobach. Dayton was hit by a pitch in his first plate appearance in inning 2. Bigler misses outside, so it's 1-1 now to Dayton Kobach. Josh Opiola, the on-deck hitter for Stevens Point. Bigler skips that one down low and in the dirt and pushes the count out to 2-1. A good stop there by Matthew Orden. And that ball, that'll be a base hit for Dayton Kobach. So Kobach will be aboard. And as the catcher, in all likelihood, he'll have a pinch runner. Looks like he will, and that's Braden Marschke pinch running for Dayton Kobach here. And that'll bring up Josh Opiola. He's 0 for 1 tonight. He flew out to Takahashi in center in his first at-bat over in inning 2. Bigler checking on Braden Marschke there at first. And that misses inside, so it's now 1-0 to Opiola. Braden Marschke going, and he'll have a throw down to second. That'll be high, and Braden Marschke will come up with a base swipe there, putting himself in a scoring position for the Sixers. And it's a 2-0 count coming up to Josh Opiola now. Actually, it looks like it may be 1-1. My apologies. Now it's 2-1. So Braden Marschke out at second. 1 out. We're in the bottom half of inning number 4. Stevens Point out front 4-0. 6 hits between the two teams, 3 apiece thus far between the two squads. Opiola with a nice bunt. Bigler not going to have a play at it, and Josh Opiola textbook bunt there, and he will reach. And that is a bunt single. Everything was right about that one, and he'll end up at first base. Runners at the corner now, and top of the order, and Noah Marshke coming up, looking to try to help his own cause here. Noah is 1 for 1 tonight with a single and a walk. Couple of runs scored and a stolen base. Runners at the corner now for Stevens Point. And Bigler misses high, so now it's 1-0. Brooks, the right-hander tonight, giving up the 3 hits, 4 runs. Beg your pardon, 4 hits now. So it's 1-1 on Noah Marshke. And he'll foul that one back. So it goes to 1-2. Stevens Point again with that 4-0 lead. I shouldn't say just the 4 hits, but they have one more hit, but number that really means the most is the runs on the board, and they have 4. And it's a pretty heads-up, savvy base running. And Josh Opiola will end up at second. Braden Marshke stays put at third. Couple runners now in scoring position. A 1-2 count here to Noah Marshke. And that misses high and outside, so it's now 2-2, even count to Noah. Again, Noah with a couple runs scored, a single and a walk, so he's 1 for 1 tonight. Looking to try to help his cause. Bigler misses inside, so a count goes to full now. And Noah showing the good eye there, and he'll be aboard with a base on ball. That'll load things up here now for Peyton Fleece. Peyton, couple of walks tonight, a couple runs scored. Bases loaded with 1 out. Peyton looking to try to inflict some damage here. And he'll swing and miss. Got just a piece of that one, but it'll be 0-1 now to Peyton. Bigler in a tough spot here. Bases loaded, 1 out. Off-speed pitch, flees out front, so now it's 0-2. Bigler's 0-2 pitch here is inside and high, so it's 1-2. One-two pitch here to Fleece. And that'll miss down low, so 2-2 now. And Peyton with the 2 walks. And that will be a called strike 3 looking. And that'll be the second out here, and that brings up Caden Adam. Caden had a sac bunt back in inning number 1 and grounded out to short in inning number 3. 2 outs with bases loaded for Caden. Bigler's off-speed pitch misses down and out, so it's 1-0 now to Adam. And Bigler misses inside, so it goes 2-0 now. Nowhere to put him, as they say. So Bigler probably looking to try to come with some strikes here. The 2-0 offering is smashed foul, and that will move the count now to 2-1. Caden trying to look to inflict some damage here in this spot. An off-speed pitch misses just outside, so it's a hitter's count, 3-1 now to Caden Adam. And ball 4, so a run will come in to score here. And that's Braden Marschke, and Josh Opiola will go to third. Noah Marschke down to second, and Caden Adam with the walk here to load things up for Kyle Madlena. I had the RBI, 2 RBI double back in inning number 3. And that pitch in there for a called strike. And the 6-3 ground out, which produced an RBI in his first plate appearance back in inning 1. And of course, the double in inning 3. That pitch nearly hits Madlena, but it's 1-1 now with bases loaded for Kyle. And he's going to foul that one. That's probably going to hit our roof. Did not. Just over it. He's waiting for the loud thud here. Did not have that. So it's 5-0 here. A 1-2 count coming up from Brooks Bigler to Kyle Madlena. 1-2 offering. Breaking ball misses high. So it's 2-2 now. And that pitch misses outside, so count goes full now. Kyle looking for a good one, I'm sure. The full count here. And that'll be fouled back and into the fence here. Count remains full. So Madlena, that'll be a swing and a miss, and that'll be a third out here. Strikeout for Brooks Bigler. But the Sixers get a run on a couple of hits here. They take the advance lead now 5-0. We are through 4 innings complete. We will move to the 5th inning of play here. Stevens Point out front 5-0 in this American Legion Firecracker Classic game. You're listening to and watching American Legion baseball here on Zaleski Sports. Back in a moment.
If you're looking for delicious, you've found it at Rock and Roll Cafe in Stevens Point. This family-oriented 50s themed cafe is open 7 to 3 daily with a great diverse menu of American and Mexican breakfast and lunch options. Enjoy dine-in or carry-out 7 days a week and always served quickly, fresh with a smile. For the full menu and more about this local Stevens Point gem on Stanley Street, visit rockandroll.cafe.
Customize your next apparel order with Maida Custom Apparel of Stevens Point. Visit us today for custom baseball and softball apparel. Need help with a design? We have you covered. Our highly skilled staff will turn your idea into a reality with great quality screen printing. Or choose from a variety of embroidery options today. Visit us at our physical store or online at maidacustom.com.
All right, we are back out here for the 5th inning coming up. New pitcher in for Stevens Point, right-hander John Yazjeski. In relief of Noah Marschke. Noah pitched 5 strong innings, striking out 10, walking the 2. Just the 3 hits for Noah, and would be in line for the victory if things remain on the trajectory that they are on. I'm sure John Yazjeski going to certainly try to do his part to keep that going. John, the right-hander for Stevens Point. And Jackson Schultz will lead things off here for Hartland. Jackson is 0 for 1 tonight. He struck out back in inning number 2. So John Yazjeski here. And that ball hit pretty well out into right. That'll be a base hit for Jackson Schultz. And I beg your pardon, Noah pitched 4 innings, not the 5. I think I said 5, but I actually meant 4. So 4 innings tonight. We're in the top half of inning number 5 with Jackson Schultz aboard with a single. And the top of the order with Jacob Lorbecki here. Hit over to short, chance for 2. They're good. They'll get the out at tried for the double play, and they'll get the 1 for sure. And Issei Takahashi now, he is 2 for 2 tonight. Of course, he had that nice diving play out in center field defensively for Hartland post 294. And he looks at ball 1, so it's 1-0 now here to Issei. John Yazjeski working from the stretch. The pitch going to be fouled out of play. So it'll go 1-1 now here to Takahashi. So both teams here tonight with 4 hits apiece. But Stevens Point with the 5-0 lead. And Yazjeski misses outside and high, so it's 2-1 now here to Issei Takahashi. Runner's going here, but he'll have to go back as that ball is fouled into the backstop here, and it's 2-2 now here to Issei. Carter Scott on deck here for Hartland. Top half of inning 5 here. Yazjeski set, the off-speed pitch just missed. Pretty nice pitch there, and count will go to full now. Runner goes. Ball going to be lifted. We'll see if it gets out of play, and it just gets out of play and onto the roofing area of the tent, the team tent over there. So count's full now. Count remains full to Issei. With Lorbecki over at first. And that ball will be hit out to left. And a good play. They might have a chance for 2, and they do! What a good play there. What a good throw, and that's textbook there. That was Kyle Madlena showing the both the glove and the throw there to get the double play, and that will be the end of the top half of inning number 5. 1 hit, no runs, 1 left on here. We'll move to the bottom half of inning 5. Stevens Point out front 5-0. You are listening to and watching American Legion Baseball here on Zaleski Sports. Back in a moment.
At Nicolay Bank, we believe that our hometown communities are the backbone of what makes Wisconsin special. From Crivets to Manitowoc and Algoma to Grand Chute, you see a thriving community with Nicolay Bank working as a partner, acting not as a corporation, but a community. When we serve together with local entrepreneurs and leaders, great things happen. That is our guiding principle. A strong and successful hometown means a strong and successful Wisconsin. We are proud to be a part of that. Nicolay Bank. Real people, real conversations.
Rocky Rococo.
My pizza.
Pizza. Pan-style pizza.
I love it.
Cheese sauce. Toppings and slices.
You'll love it too.
Rocky Rococo. Whole pie or slices. Hot, thick, chewy, crunchy, saucy. Rocky Rococo. Pizza. Rocky Rococo.
All right, we are back here, bottom half of inning 5 coming up here. One of our many sponsors tonight in Fleet Farm. Fleet Farm has everything you need for summer fun on the water. Check out their huge selection of kayaks, water towables, fishing gear, and more. Shop in store at a store near you or online at fleetfarm.com. So Braylon Smola will lead things off here tonight in the bottom half of inning number 5. Braylon is 0 for 1 tonight. He walked and he also grounded to short in inning number 3. So his third plate appearance here. And Brooks Bigler out for his 5th inning of work for Hartland. And that pitch misses in the dirt. So it's 2-0 now here to Smola. So 2-0 count coming up. Pitch misses down and low, so a 3-0 count to Braylon Smola. Bigler's 3-0 offering a called strike right down Buchholz Avenue for strike number 1. So it's 3-1 now to Braylon Smola. And that's inside. So Smola is aboard now with a walk to lead things off in this bottom half of inning number 5 here. Coach maybe going to say a few words to his right-hander, possibly, maybe not, Brooks Bigler. And looks like there will be a pitching change from what I can tell. So Brooks Bigler goes 4+ here. We'll pause for a brief commercial here. You are listening to and watching American Legion Baseball here on Zaleski Sports. Back here in a moment.
Is it time to replace your old gutters? Call Schwartz Seamless Gutters and protect your home with new seamless technology. No seams, no leaks. With free estimates in 2 days or less and workmanship guaranteed, our service is as seamless as our gutters.
You're tuned in to Better Halves. Mike, what are you looking for?
Skip, I'm not getting older. I'm getting better. I still got big plans for my life and my Medicare.
I know exactly what you want from Medicare. Same as all the other guys. Me!
Hey, Mike, I'm Sheila from Security, and I'm just like you. In fact, I'm from your neighborhood, and I've got a Medicare plan that treats you like you.
Did it just get better in here?
All right, we're back. Pitching change for Hartland post 294. That's right-hander Brady Carpenter coming in relief of Brooks Bigler. Brooks goes 4+, we'll say, if you're keeping score at home. And Stevens Point with a 5-0 lead here. We are in the bottom half of inning number 5. Both teams with 4 hits apiece. But Stevens Point with a 5-0 advantage. Braylon Smola aboard here for the Sixers. He had the base on ball. And this will bring up Zach Richter. Zach is 0 for 2 tonight for Stevens Point. The runner on, and Brady Carpenter, the right-hander, in relief here. He'll check on Smola over at first. Nothing doing. Richter showing bunt. Carpenter steps off. And he'll throw over to first. Nothing there. So it is Smola at first here. Carpenter with the... And that ball is going to skip away from Morton there, so Smola will end up at second on the wild pitch. And it's 1-0 out here to Zach Richter. Showing bunt, he'll hit that one. He's going to bunt that foul. Probably a good thing that did go foul. That was hit in the air. But it will get foul, just out of the reach of Matthew Orton. Well, it's 1-1 now here to Richter. With Braylon Smola down at second. Nobody out here. Brady Carpenter set. The 1-1 offering is going to be a called strike. Gets away from Orton though, and it's now 1-2 to Richter. Caden Weinfurter, the on-deck hitter for Stevens Point. We are in the bottom of the fifth here. Carpenter's pitch skips away in the dirt and gets away from Orton, and Smola will advance to third on the pass ball. So it's an even 2-2 now to Richter, with Smola over at third. And that pitch misses down, so count goes full now. 8 o'clock hour here looming large. And that ball going to be batted out of play. Count remains full to Zach Richter. So it's 3-2 with Braylon Smola over at third. Carpenter set the pitch. That's going to be driven out into right field. That'll be an RBI single for Zach Richter, bringing Braylon Smola home for the 6th run here. And that'll bring up Caden Weinfurter. Caden is 0 for 2 here tonight. Caden flew out to center field in his last at-bat. Pitch misses down, so it's 1-0 now to Caden. And that's going to be a tough play, and they are not going to get the speedy Caden Weinfurter, so he'll be aboard with a base hit. Richter a second, and Weinfurter aboard with a single. And Matthew Ostrowski will pinch hit here for the number 8 spot. So Weinfurter at first. Pitch in there for strike to Ostrowski. This is Matthew's first plate appearance in this game tonight. Again, pinch hitting in the number 8 spot here. This would be Dayton Koback normally, I believe. Showing bunt, and going to be bunted foul. Or at least in this game anyways, that would be pinch hitting for Dayton. So it's 0-2 now to Ostrowski. Still nobody out here. That ball going to be hit sharply into the fence, so it stays 0-2. Richter down at second, Weinfurter down over at first. Riley Zergabel, the first baseman, playing up. Ball hit over to second. The only play over at first, the 4-3, that will retire Ostrowski, but both runners will advance 90 feet, and that'll be out number 1 here. And that'll bring up Josh Opiola. Josh 1 for 2 tonight. And the bunt. Run comes home, and Opiola gets the job done there. So the sack bunt, the RBI. Another run scores here, and that'll bring up Noah Marschke. Noah 1 for 1 tonight, a couple of walks, a single, and a couple runs scored, and a stolen base. He would be in line for the win on the hill for the Sixers. And looks like maybe we'll have a pinch hitter here for Noah. We'll take a brief pause here. Now maybe we'll stay here. Well, it looks like we will have a pinch hitter. We'll stay right here. Wood Street Rentals, no matter the job big or small, look to Wood Street Rentals to get the equipment you need to get the job done. Offering a wide range of equipment needs and delivery to any job site, look to Wood Street Rentals in Stevens Point. So that's John Yazjeski coming up here. Good thing we stayed right here. It was well, there's 2 outs now here. And pitch misses, so it's 1-0 to John. Weinfurter over at third. And it's 1-1 now here to John. So 2-1 count here to John Yazjeski. And that's in there for strike 2. Full 2-2 now. A 2-2 offering. Misses, so it's full now to John. And a swing and a miss, and that will be the 3rd out. But Stevens Point with a couple more runs on the board, couple hits. 1 left on. Score now 7-0 Stevens Point. We're through 5 innings complete here. We'll move to the 6th inning. You are listening to and watching American Legion Baseball here on Zaleski Sports. 6th inning coming up.
Hello, Wisconsin. Phelps Dairy Store in Stevens Point is your spot for family fun. Wisconsin style at the farm. Come have an ice cream or some of their daily made fresh cheese curds while observing the robotic barn milking the cows. Ask for a tour of the farm or let the kids see the cows up close. Various Wisconsin-made dairy and beef products, seasonal decor, and outdoor activities are just the start of the family fun that awaits you at the Phelps Dairy Store, just a half mile from Walmart in Stevens Point. Phelps Dairy Store, food, family, and fun.
Rich, creamy, and fun. Point Craft Soda. Caffeine-free, made with 100% real sugar. From Stevens Point Brewery.
All right, we are back for the 6th inning of work. Of our many game day sponsors tonight, Culligan Water. Get Culligan Water for only $9.95 a month for the first 3 months. Visit Sterling Culligan Water at culliganh2o.com. So 6th inning coming up here. Carter Scott will lead things off here for Hartland post 294. Carter 0 for 2 tonight. John Yazjeski in for his second inning of work for Stevens Point. John working out of the stretch. The pitch, that'll miss just high, so it is 1-0 now to Carter. So it's 2-0 now to Carter Scott. 2-0 pitch misses outside, so it is 3-0 now. Brady Carpenter, the on-deck hitter for Hartland. Yazjeski fires the strike in there for a 3-1 count now. And that'll be ball 4, and Carter Scott will be aboard with a base on ball, and that'll bring up Brady Carpenter, who is 0 for 2 tonight, a couple of strikeouts this evening. Of course, Brady we saw out in the hill for Hartland. He came in relief of Brooks Bigler. So Carter Scott on base now. The lead runner aboard in the top half of this 6th inning here. Zach Richter over there at first. John set the pitch, and that's in there for a called strike to Brady Carpenter. John's pitch misses high, so 1-1 now. And that's a called strike. Strike 2 to Brady Carpenter. And that's hit sharply. Adam comes up with it. He'll get the throw at 2 and the throw at 1. And the double play, the 5-4-3 double play turn initiated by Caden Adam. And a quick 2 outs there now, and that brings up Riley Zergabel. Riley is 0 for 2 on the evening tonight. Yazjeski misses upstairs, so it's 1-0 now to Riley. Riley lined to second his first at-bat in inning 1 and struck out in inning number 3. His third plate appearance lifts that one high into the air. Opiola going to camp out under that, and he'll make the third out here. That'll be a 3-up, 3-down inning, so no runs, no hits, no errors. We'll move to the bottom half of inning number 6. Stevens Point out front 7-0. You're listening to and watching American Legion Baseball here tonight on Zaleski Sports. Back in a moment.
Hi, I'm Shad from Next Step Prosthetics. 5 years ago, we opened our practice to provide life-changing prosthetics that are both comfortable and functional.
I would definitely recommend Shai.
Shai is very compassionate, caring.
We've grown to serve patients throughout Wisconsin. We want to thank them, their families, and providers who have trusted us on their journey.
Go to Next Step, because it's going to change your life.
Why wait another day? Call to set up a free, no-obligation evaluation. Let us take the next step together towards a better life.
Let your job journey begin at Express Employment Professionals. Find hundreds of employers looking for a candidate like you, all in one place at one time. And let Express Employment help connect you with your future career. With locations in Stevens Point, Wausau, Marshfield, and Medford, you'll find local jobs right in your community, including direct hire and evaluation to hire opportunities. Express Employment specializes in light industrial, skilled trades, professional, and office careers. Begin your job journey today with Express Employment Professionals at expresspros.com.
All right, we are back here. Bottom half, inning 6 coming up. One of our many game day sponsors today, Culligan Water. Get Culligan Water for only $9.95 a month for the first 3 months. Visit Sterling Culligan Water at CulliganH2O.com. Also brought to you tonight in part by our game day sponsors. We want to give thanks to our game day sponsors. That's Lee Ayers Jewelers, Blinds and Designs by Kelly, Point Insurance, and Premier Auto. So bottom half, inning number 6 coming up here. Peyton Fleas will lead things off here for the Sixers in this half of inning 6. And he will look at a ball. Brady Carpenter back out here tonight. His second inning of relief here in relief of Brooks Bigler. And count goes 2-0 now to Peyton. Carpenter's pitch misses, so it is a 3-0 count coming up to Peyton Fleas. And that's in there for a strike, so it's a hitter's count, 3-1 to Peyton Fleas. Peyton fouls that one off. Peyton is 0 for 1 tonight. He does have a couple of walks and a couple of runs scored, however. He scored a run back in inning 1 and a run scored in inning number 3 for the Sixers. It's a full count now. And Peyton will draw his 3rd walk tonight. And that'll bring up Caden Adam. Caden walked his last plate appearance, grounded to short back in inning 3, and had that sac bunt, the 1-3 in inning number 1. So nobody out and runner on, and yeah, I was going to say, I think that hit Caden Adam, and it did, at least from this vantage point. Although I don't know that my eyes are necessarily any better than the next person, but that's a whole nother story. So it's a couple runners on now. Peyton Fleas on second and Caden Adam at first. And that brings up Kyle Madlena. And he'll look at strike 1, and the double steal is on. So Fleas down to 3rd and Adam down to 2nd. And it's 0-1 to Madlena now. Kyle had that 2 RBI double in inning 3. And strike 2 in there. Called strike, so it's 0-2 now here to Madlena. Nobody out. Bottom half inning number 6. Couple base runners in scoring position for Stevens Point. The swing and a miss for Kyle Madlena. He is down on strikes for out number 1. And that'll bring up Braylon Smola. Braylon with a pair of walks tonight. Did score a run back in inning 5. That ball going to be hit out and a right. That's going to be a tough play, a good play made out there. The tag will be on. The run will come across. So Fleas scores the 8th run here for Stevens Point. Caden Adam over to 3rd. So the sacrifice fly for Smola scores the 8th run here of the game. And that'll bring up Zach Richter, who singled and scored a run in his last at-bat in inning number 5. So it's 8-0 here, Stevens Point. Richter lifts that one into the air. And calling for it as a second baseman, and that will be the third out. The F4 to end this 6th inning here. So another run does come across, no hits, no errors, 1 left on. We'll move to the 7th, last wraps here for Hartland. Stevens Point out front, 8-0. You are listening to and watching American Legion baseball here on Zaleski Sports. Back in a moment.
After a couple years of a job that doesn't fit, it's time for more money, more opportunity. That is where Mid-State Technical College comes in. Would cooking be a good fit? Try on a career in welding. Perhaps the outdoors suits you better. Or maybe helping people is a better fit. No matter your path, we've got cutting-edge classes with field-trained professionals and better tuition options, making Mid-State the perfect fit.
You're gonna love it. You're gonna love home furniture.
Hi, this is Jill from Home Furniture and Design. Since 1970 and 4 generations, our family has been proudly offering quality furniture like Lazy Boy, Serta, and the Amish to Central Wisconsin. We also offer free in-home design with our professionally trained designers to help you create a space that is uniquely yours, whether it's just a sofa or the entire home.
You're gonna love it. You're gonna love home furniture.
West Grand Avenue, Wisconsin Rapids, and Post Road in Plover.
All right, we are back out here, top half of inning number 7. Last call here for Post 294. They trail 8-0 here. Peyton Fleas will come in for the 7th. Trying to put a closure to this first game of 2 for Stevens Point. And I believe this is Jared Sarazek here, and he'll be the first hitter here in inning number 7. And Peyton Fleas losing the hat and all, and that ball misses down low, so it is 1-0. So much mustard on it, he lost his hat. It's now 2-0. To Jared Sarazek. That ball going to be lifted down the line here. This is going to be a tough play, but an unbelievable play out there by Noah Marschke, showing off that athleticism, the over-the-shoulder catch there to make it look easy. So out number 1. So that'll bring up Braden Ramos. 1 out now. And ball misses down low. So Fleas 1-0 offering. Misses outside, so it's now 2-0. And fastball in there for a called strike 1, so it's 2-1. Peyton steps off here for just a brief moment. Foul tip. And I thank Mutual of Wausau. Mutual of Wausau Insurance was protecting homes, farms, and businesses since 1875. Visit mutualofwausau.com to find an agent near you. So Fleas, this is outside, and that might have been the third time his ball cap has come off. For keeping score at home, and the called third strike, and that's out number 2, and that is a first Serve Pro Jamie Wenzel strikeout for Peyton Fleas, or you can call Jamie Wenzel at Serve Pro 4, the number 1 choice, and cleanup And Restoration, Matthew Orton here. Last wraps are Hartland, they trail 8-0. Matthew 0 for 2 tonight. And the off-speed pitch, a pretty nice one at that, and it's 0-1 now to Orton. And that pitch just missed, so it's 1-1 now. Peyton's pitch misses out, so count goes to 2-1. 2 outs here, top half inning number 7. Stevens Point with a comfortable 8-0 lead. A fastball in there and a swing and a miss, and it's 2-2 now. So the 2-2 offering from Peyton Flees. And a swing and a miss, and that's the 3rd out. And that's another Serve Pro Jamie Wenzel strikeout. Call Jamie Wenzel at Serve Pro for the #1 choice and cleanup and restoration. A final here, Stevens Point 8-0 over Hartland Post 294. The first of 2 games here on this evening tilt for the Sixers. We'll have a few moments here that we'll have our Nasonville Dairy postgame. We'll say a few words here after our Nasonville Dairy postgame commercial. We'll wrap things up here out at Buchholz Park, and then we'll be on a separate stream on Zaleski Sports for the nightcap, we'll call it. Of course, Nasonville Dairy with fresh cheese curds made daily. Get your fresh cheese curds at Nasonville Dairy in Marshfield Curtis or NasonvilleDairy.com. We'll take a few moment commercial break here. We'll finalize and wrap things up here. This first of 2 games. A final again, once again, 8-0 Stevens Point over Hartland Post 294. Been listening to and watching American Legion Baseball on Zaleski Sports. Back in a moment to wrap things up.
Good day. My name is Ken Hyman, and welcome to Nasonville Dairy here in central Wisconsin, Marshfield, Wisconsin, as a matter of fact. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Peach Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Freer, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Caflateri, Cafla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. And the cheese be with you.
All right, we are back here. We'll wrap things up here with our Nasonville Dairy post-game show. Stevens Point victorious in the first of 2 games tonight. They get the 8-0 victory over Hartland Post 294. They'll play their second game here momentarily. We'll have the field will be turned over, I'm sure. The grounds crew has done just an absolutely amazing job here this weekend, as has everyone else, no doubt about it. But certainly the grounds crew putting their work in here tonight to get these fields looking the way they do, and they're looking pretty nice. Noah Marschke started things off. He had the 10 Serve Pro Jamie Wenzel strikeouts. He gets the win tonight for Stevens Point. John Yazjeski came in for a couple innings, and we saw Peyton Flees, who came in for that last inning of work to close the door and put a rubber stamp on it, as they'll say. So it's an 8-0 final. We'll have our next game on Zaleski Sports. It will be on a separate stream than the one you're currently on. So if you're on this stream right now, and we hope you are and have been, we will switch to a separate live stream on Zaleski Sports for the nightcap, featuring Beaver Dam and Stevens Point Sixers. We'll put a final touch on this one. Again, a final out here from Leo Cub-Manchesky Field out at Buchholz Park. Stevens Point Sixers 8. Hartland Post 294-0. You've been listening to and watching American Legion Baseball here on Zaleski Sports. Have yourself a good night. Hopefully you'll pick us up for the second Zaleski live stream. Have a good rest of your night.